If we don't arise in our day, the devil will take advantage of our weakness. Last Sunday I was talking to us about how the marine kingdom has taken over territories. If we don't rise to pray now, wickedness, evil will take over territories. Time is coming, and when you stand and say, I am standing for righteousness, you will be killed. Do you know that you are a believer today because there were people that groaned? There were people that prayed for you for a day like this. There were people that prayed and told God that whatsoever that He has committed in their hand should not die in their hand. Galatians chapter 4. Galatians chapter 4. Let's see verse 18 and 19. You didn't just say, I love God. Of course, nobody wants to serve God. You know, because serving God is a yoke. Please, Galatians chapter 4. Serving God is a yoke. A very serious yoke. It's a yoke that will take away, give us short verse 19. It's a yoke that will take away your self-will. Apostle Paul said, my little children, of whom I travail in bed again until Christ be formed in you. You were not just children of God. You didn't come to God and say, I want to serve. You came because I was in a labor room. I travailed that Galatians must be saved. And today you are here thinking that you are here because you love God. You didn't love God initially. It was someone's travailing, groaning that formed God in you and made you to love God, made you to come and surrender, even though you don't like it. Even though you don't like it. Because serving God is a yoke. Serving God is a suffering to the flesh. Because what the flesh desires is contrary to what the spirit man desires. So to serve God is selling out yourself. Selling out yourself. You will see what you love you can't do again. Because you are now under a government. You see what you love. You know, have you seen a horse under a yoke? He cannot turn his neck. He only turns where the yoke leads him. He only turns where the yoke leads him. That's how it is to serve God. Is suffering. Many of us, they didn't tell you that serving God is going to bring suffering. You thought that once you come to God, that all your battles shall be over and all that. Yes, they shall be over, but you are going to wear another suffering. A suffering that will deprive you of your self-will. So you wake up in the morning, you want to eat, but because there is a voice of your master saying this morning is not for food, you have no option than to move out like that. So somebody slap you in the market, you look at the person very small, you can slap the person and the person will collapse, but you can't slap because you are under government. You are under yoke. Your hands is no longer your own. Before you use it, you have to borrow it. You can't accuse people again because your tongue has been customized. Before you use your tongue, you borrow. So Paul said, I gave text to you in the spirit. It was in the labor room, in the theater of prayer, that I petted you. I petted in the theater of prayer. I was a midwife somewhere, traveling. That was how you came. You didn't just come because you love God. You came because a midwife was somewhere giving birth. Say, he groaned. I travailed. This is what God wants us to do today. He wants us to travail. He said we should pray 7 times until men will come to the realization of whom the Son of Man is. So you are born again today is not because you wanted to be born again. 50, 60, 70 years ago, there were believers that were praying. There were missionaries that were praying that God should save Nigeria. That God should bring deliverance to Enugu State. There were believers that were praying that people like you and I will be here to sustain what they have labored for. And here we are today. If we don't do the same, 10, 20 years to come, we might not see people that can